How to leave a toxic partner. Ladies, you know we all can relate to this, okay? This is how you can be absolutely sure that you're going to follow through with the walking away process. When you walk away from a toxic partner, it shouldn't be because you're afraid of them. It should be because you know your worth, okay? Because if you walk away because you're afraid of them, you have a higher potential of going back. You shouldn't be afraid of that person at all. You should be able to stand up for yourself and for people around you if need be. But for real, you should be able to tell that person how you really feel and not care about how they feel. Unless you're in a situation where you have to play the game in order to escape, or be in a situation where you have to finesse leaving him, okay? When you leave a toxic partner, you have to think about your well-being. You have to think about your health, and that falls into the category of self-love, right? Okay, listen. Do you love yourself, woman? That's the question that you should be asking yourself. Because when he's making you feel like trash and he's putting you down and he's taking all of your insecurities and everything that, can hurt you, potentially hurt you, all your traumas, he's taking all of that and using it against you. Okay? So do you love yourself enough to be by yourself? Do you love yourself enough to stand alone and wait for the right guy to come along? It doesn't matter. If that guy doesn't meet your standards, leave him at the curb, period. Keep it moving. You understand? Because once you start lowering your standards, that's when stuff just gonna come out of the nowhere, out of the distant, out of the blue, and then you're gonna be like, who are you? And then that person gonna be like, this was me the whole time. You see? So if they don't meet your standards from day one, that's a no. That's a no-no. And I learned this by experience, right? Leaving a toxic partner, you should always remember why you left them. Why did you leave the toxic partner? Why did you leave the toxic partner? Was it because of abuse? Was he hitting you physically? Was he abusive to your children? Was he trying to stop a relationship between you and your children? Were he trying to take you away from your family? Was he trying to stop you from talking to your friends? Was he verbally abusing you, emotionally abusing you? Was he using the Bible to manipulate you, to use you? If all of these are a yes, the reason why you shouldn't go back is because once you leave and then you go back, you're gonna enable them hurting you. You're going to enable them to do the things that they've been had doing to you prior to you leaving. So when you go back, it's like you letting them know, like, okay, yeah, you can abuse me. So every time you go back, you're going to feel like you want to leave again, because the abuse is never going to stop and it's going to intensify. And then if you keep repeating that cycle, then the person is going to resort to feeling like they have complete ownership over you, to the point where they're going to want to potentially kill you or abuse you and conflict a lot more torture onto you, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, whatever it is that person likes to do, whatever. Yeah, so if these are the reasons, that's a good enough reason to protect yourself, especially if you have kids. If you have kids, that should be your number one priority. How is the behavior that the toxic person implementing in your life affecting the kids? Are the kids angry all the time? Are the kids fighting people? Are the kids not wanting to listen to you? Are the kids having disrespectful attitudes towards you? That's a very good reason to leave this toxic person and never look back, because you always want to make sure that your children are getting the love and the nurturing that they need to become beautiful individuals, not rude and dismissive and dogmatic and personalities. You don't want your child to grow up like that. Does this person act like they love you? Does this person say that they love you, but their actions don't show? That's a good reason to leave a toxic person. Now, how do you leave the toxic person when you have all of these emotions and stuff attached to the person? Well, you have to then weigh your pros and your cons. Is your life and your peace and your serenity worth being taken away from you because of the sake that you think you love someone? To ultimately leave a toxic partner is to ultimately come to the understanding of, is your state of mind, you, who you are as a person, your personality, worth losing to be in a relationship with somebody who don't care about you. Period. 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 If the person is toxic, that person does not care about who you are. That person is only going to use you as long as you allow them to for their own personal benefit. And that is called people pleasing on your behalf. And then you will lose out on life. You will miss out on so many opportunities because you're keep allowing yourself to be abused in any way that is, because you want to keep your family together, because you love that person, because that person can put you on a guilt trip, and then you feel like you need to be feeling guilty for it, and so then you want to succumb. No, you have to make the best decision for everybody involved. So sit down with yourself and ask yourself, is this relationship worth my life? Is this relationship worth my children's lives? Is this relationship worth my peace of mind? Worth my relationship with God? And if that is, because a relationship will never, you know what I'm saying? We should only be going after the Most High, period. But what I'm saying is, if you're answering those questions with a no, then you need to leave that person. Because when you're with the right person, the right person won't ever make you have to ask those questions to yourself. So, I pray for you. I love you. I speak from experience, and that was Girl Talk. Until next time.